This weekend is going to be one of the most entertaining weekends in the Premier League this season. Arsenal is going to be hosting Everton at home tomorrow in a game must win. Manchester City will be traveling to West Ham tomorrow in a game must win. Chelsea is going to be hosting Newcastle United in a game must win for Chelsea and a game must win for Newcastle. And then on Sunday, Liverpool versus Fulham, Manchester United versus Aston Villa. Now, when you look at this particular weekend in general, you will clearly see that all the teams are fighting for something. It is either you are fighting for the Premier League title like Arsenal and Manchester City, or you are fighting to qualify for the Champions League like Manchester United, Liverpool, Aston Villa and Chelsea Football Club, or you want to stay safe from the relegation zone. Remember, Wolverhampton is already there, Burnley is already there, and West Ham. So these are the three teams that if the Premier League season was to end today, they will be relegated. So these teams are going to be fighting for something. But before that, good news: Manchester United is going to play on Sunday after 11 days of rest. That is good news to Manchester United fans. See, if you are a Manchester United fan and you are watching this video, you have to be proud of yourself. You have rested for 11 good days. Meanwhile, other teams were playing the FA Cup, playing the Champions League, and they will still play in the Premier League before you guys. It is funny. It is very, very funny. So Manchester United is going to be action after 11 days of rest. But before that, let us take a look at the Premier League table ahead of Matchday 30. Remember, this is already Matchday 30. Now, look at the Premier League table. Arsenal is topping the table with 67 points, and a victory for Arsenal against Everton is going to keep them 10 points clear from Manchester City. Manchester City is currently second with 60 points. There is Manchester United with 51 points. There is Aston Villa with 51 points also. Now there is Chelsea Football Club with 48 points, Liverpool 48 points, Brentford is there, Everton is there, Bournemouth is there. When you go right down to the table, look at the picture very well. Now look at the Premier League table very well. You will clearly see what I was saying. At this stage of the season, you are fighting for something. At this stage of the season, every Premier League team is fighting for something. You can be fighting for the Champions League, you can be fighting for the trophy, you can be fighting to maintain your club or stay safe from the relegation zone. So these particular games this weekend, remember, this is Matchday 30, and after Matchday 30, only 8 games are going to be left. Only 8 games are going to be left. Yes, there are questions. Can Manchester United qualify for the Champions League? Can Chelsea qualify for the Champions League? In this particular video, I will give you now my predictions for all the 10 Premier League games that are going to be taking place this particular weekend. Now, let us keep the Premier League table aside. Look at the games that are going to be played this weekend. Now, tomorrow, the first game of the day is going to be that of Burnley versus Bournemouth. Now, this is a game that is going to be very, very entertaining. Burnley is currently 19 on the Premier League table, and they still know that they can save their season by not going down to the Championship, by staying away from the relegation zone. But it is going to be tough. Bournemouth is going to be playing at home, of which it is going to be very, very difficult for them to play at Burnley and win. So look at this particular game. I expect both teams to play very, very well. This is going to be the first Premier League game of Matchday 30, and it is going to be very, very entertaining. I cannot tell you both teams are going to score, but I feel like Bournemouth is going to get a point in this game. So if I'm to predict this game, I'll give Bournemouth a double chance. Either they win the game or they draw, but I know they're not going to suffer a defeat against Burnley. Now the second game of the day is going to be that of Sunderland versus Brighton. Another entertaining game. These two teams now are not Champions League teams. These teams are not fighting for a Champions League spot. These teams are not fighting for a Europa League spot. These teams are all trying to maintain their club in the Premier League. Sunderland wants to maintain in the Premier League. Why am I confused? Brighton also wants to maintain their club in the Premier League. So this is going to be a tough game, end to end. Sunderland is going to play, Brighton is going to play. But one thing you should know ahead of this game is that winning Sunderland at home is not easy. To win Sunderland at home is not easy. So in this particular game, I'm going to give Sunderland a double chance. I respect Brighton, but I don't see Brighton winning Sunderland in this game. So I'm going to give Sunderland a double chance. Either they win Brighton or they draw. All I know is that they're going to grab a point. Arsenal versus Everton. See, looking at this game, many of us are going to be like, Arsenal is going to win the game easily. No, it is not going to happen that way. These Everton players are players that have been resting for 11 good days. and Arsenal players played an FA Cup game, played a Champions League game, and they're about to play a game against players that have not been in action for 2 weeks. So it is going to be a tough game. When you look at the Premier League table now, Arsenal is actually 7 points clear from Man City, and they know a victory in this game is going to keep them how many points? 10 points clear from Man City. So they will definitely give their all to win this game. Everton wants to maintain their club in the Premier League, and they know they are safe, but nothing is small. They'll look for a point in this particular game against Arsenal, and for Arsenal to win this game, they have to be at their maximum best. Where is Bukayo Saka? When you look at Arsenal attack line, bro, nobody is attacking again. It shows that if they give Maguire to play for Arsenal as a striker, Maguire is going to be scoring more than Bukayo Saka, bro. When was the last time Bukayo Saka scored a goal for Arsenal? I think the last goal was against Brighton, which was even a mistake. I accept. But what is happening to Arsenal attackers? Because these attackers are not good. These Arsenal attackers are not just good at all. What is happening to them? What is really happening to Arsenal attackers? Because I don't just get it. So this particular game, they need to be careful. I'm still going to give Arsenal to win Everton. Yes, I'm going to give Arsenal a straight win against Everton. Chelsea Football Club versus Newcastle. Right, the world champion versus Newcastle. Chelsea could not win a game against Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League, of which they fought so hard. They played very, very well against Paris Saint-Germain, but they were unable to win. But when you look at this game between Chelsea and Newcastle, man, this is going to be a tough game, because Chelsea will be looking for a way to win the game. Newcastle also be looking for a way to win the game. Why? Because Chelsea wants to qualify for the Champions League. Newcastle is not even in that Europa League spot, and they want to be there. They want to participate in Europe next season. So I think Chelsea is going to give their best in this game. Newcastle is also going to give their best in the game. Remember, on Tuesday, Newcastle played a game against Barcelona. The game ended 1-1. On Wednesday, Chelsea played against Paris Saint-Germain. The game ended 5-2. So these two teams are all Champions League teams, and they are going to be resting players, thinking of a possible comeback against their opponents in the Champions League. Chelsea know they have to get a comeback against Paris Saint-Germain. So they'll definitely play this game in consideration to that Champions League game. And Newcastle is also going to play same. But when I look at this game, I think the team that is going to win this game is Chelsea. I respect Chelsea a lot. I respect Newcastle. Newcastle is more of a defensive team. Even attack-wise, they're very, very good. But I see Chelsea winning this game against Newcastle. West Ham United versus Manchester City. This is a game must win for Manchester City. I don't think there are going to be excuses in this game if Man City don't win the game. They have to win the game. They have to win the game. The only result that Manchester City fans are waiting for in this game is a victory, is the 3 points. Look at the disgrace that Real Madrid gave Man City on Wednesday in the Champions League. And you tell me Man City is not going to win this game? Yes, I know. West Ham is currently 18 on the Premier League table, and they know that they have to leave that zone. A victory in this game against Man City is going to move them closer to saving their club from going down to championship. But Manchester City is chasing Arsenal for that Premier League title, so it is going to be a tough game. But if Man City play the nonsense they played against Real Madrid on Wednesday, they'll suffer in this game. They have to give their best. Yes, just earlier today, Pep Guardiola was named Premier League Manager of the month of February. Antoine Semenyo was named the Premier League Player of the month of February. And this particular game tomorrow is a game for this Manchester City team to show character. This is not a game to show mercy. This is a game of destruction. This is a game to release your stress. This is a game to release your anger on this West Ham team. Pep Guardiola, you see this West Ham? You see what Real Madrid did to you on Wednesday? You have to release your anger on this West Ham. If you don't score 5 goals against West Ham, Pep Guardiola, I'm not going to forgive you. If Man City don't score 5 goals against West Ham, I'm not going to forgive them. So I don't see West Ham getting something in this game. I see Manchester City destroying West Ham. Now on Sunday, Crystal Palace versus Leeds United. This is going to be a tough game. I watched Crystal Palace in the Europa League and the game ended 0-0. Leeds United is a team that have been resting, so it is going to be a tough game between these two teams. Let me just keep that one aside. Manchester United versus Aston Villa, man. After 11 days of rest, these two teams, after 11 days of rest. Now let me tell you something ahead of this game. The last Premier League games that were played on Matchday 29, 10 men Newcastle players won, 11 men Manchester United players, and Aston Villa also suffered a defeat against Chelsea at home. So when you look at the Premier League table now, you clearly see Manchester United has 51 points, Aston Villa has 51 points. So this game is going to be a more of a title game. Do you know why? Because they are fighting for a Champions League spot. If Man United will drop points in this game, it is going to be very, very dangerous. Aston Villa also know they have to win this game, and winning a game at Old Trafford is not easy. Winning a game at Old Trafford is not easy. So Manchester United will have to be at their best before winning this game, and Aston Villa also have to be at their best before winning this game. But when I look at the games, I see both teams scoring. I don't see Manchester United not scoring this game, and I don't see Aston Villa not scoring. So my best prediction for this game is both teams to score. That's my best predictions. Manchester United to score, Aston Villa to score. Nottingham Forest versus Fulham. Now this Nottingham Forest is a team that is just one step. See, Nottingham Forest is here like this. If you just touch them like this, they'll fall. Yes, that is where Nottingham Forest is. They are very, very close to that relegation zone, and a mistake in this game that dropping inside. A mistake in this particular game against Nottingham Forest, against Fulham, and West Ham win their game against Man City, of which it is going to be impossible. Nottingham Forest is dropping inside. Fulham is looking somehow safe in the Premier League. So ahead of this game, I think it is going to be a balanced game for both sides. Now Liverpool versus Tottenham. Liverpool versus Tottenham. This is going to be a tough game, man. This is going to be a tough game. And looking at this game, I cannot tell you Tottenham can win this game. Liverpool is going to destroy Tottenham in this particular game. I see Liverpool destroying Tottenham in this game. They have to. Who is Tottenham ahead of Liverpool? Tottenham that have not won a single game in 2026. Tottenham that have not won a game in 2026. So I think it is going to be a tough one for Tottenham, but I see Liverpool winning the game. With all respect that I have for Tottenham, I see Liverpool winning the game. Now on Monday, where Manchester United, instead of Manchester United to play on Monday, they have given out the players to Brentford. Manchester United used to play on Monday, so Brentford versus Wolverhampton on Monday. And when you look at this game, this Wolverhampton is not a team where everyone is scared of. They are the worst team in the Premier League, but everyone is scared of them because they are going to be relegated, and they want to stop some teams from getting what they wanted. There are teams that want to qualify for the Champions League, but Wolverhampton is trying to stop them. So this game is going to be tough. And when I look at this game, these Monday games like this, that always goes. I see Brentford scoring, I see Wolverhampton scoring. Who is going to win the game at the end of the day? I don't know. Guys, I'm going to cut the video here. And if this is the first time you are coming across the channel, smash a thumb up to the video, subscribe to the channel, share the videos to 1 or 2 persons, and let me know your predictions for the craziest Premier League games that are going to be played this weekend. Like I said, there are 5 games. Arsenal Everton, Man City West Ham, Chelsea Newcastle, Manchester United Aston Villa, Liverpool Tottenham. Let me know your predictions for this game down in the comment section, and see you in my next video.